Hi everyone, my name is Megan Stackhouse and I'm a meteorologist with the National Weather Service office here in Grand Junction, Colorado. And we're back today to talk about the top weather events of 2020. Better late than never, you can blame rotating shift work and the active weather we've been having the last couple weeks. So let's just jump right in. Our number one weather event of the year was the record-setting wildfire season. As everyone knows, we had a really bad drought in this neck of the woods, and as a result, we had numerous wildfires develop. We had the record-setting Pine Gulch Fire, which was north of Grand Junction, which started on July 31st due to lightning. It ended up growing to just over 139,000 acres before being contained not until September 23rd. It actually was the largest wildfire in Colorado history for a short while before being surpassed by the Grand Creek Fire a little bit later. We also had the Grizzly Creek Fire in the Glenwood Canyon area. This fire grew to over 32,000 acres, and as a result of the fire's location and the difficult terrain, it ended up shutting down I-70 for a little bit of time. So that led to some pretty bad travel conditions just with those detours. The second weather story of the year was the June 6th derecho. We had some of the most severe storms that we've experienced in the Western Slope in almost a decade. We had severe storms that produced wind gusts of 60 to 80 miles per hour on average, with some gusts exceeding 80 to 100 miles an hour. And as a result of those strong winds, you can imagine we had a lot of downed trees, like up here on the Grand Mesa. We had some damage to homes and cabins, like this picture here in Craig, Colorado. And with this system, we also had some hail, and we also had some heavy rain that led to some flash flooding. The third weather story of the year was the September 8th through 10th early season winter storm. We had a very cold system move into the region. It ended up dropping snow levels to 7,000 feet, which is pretty good for early September. We ended up having the greatest snowfall totals in portions of west central Colorado and the eastern Uintas and northeast Utah. With this, we had some really strong winds, which led to numerous downed trees and power outages. And the interesting thing about this system is right before it, we had some record-breaking heat with triple-digit heat recorded in the Grand Junction area. And we also had critical fire weather conditions as well before this system moved in. The fourth weather story of the year was the October 24th through 26th early season winter storm. Us here in the Grand Valley will remember this system with all the power outages and result of the wet, heavy snow. We had rain quickly moving over to snow for much of the forecast area. We had a lot of driving issues, especially along I-70. We had, again, those power outages, and we had several snowfall records that were broken. And in the wake of this system, we had fairly cold temperatures move into the region. The fifth weather story of the year was the December 22nd snow squalls. We had a strong cold front move into the region, which produced some snow squalls in northwest and portions of west central Colorado. With this, we had wind gusts of 60 miles an hour recorded, and as a result, we had near zero visibility in that heavy blowing snow, and it led to some significant hazardous travel conditions with at least 10 to 20 slide-offs and wrecks reported along I-70 between Gypsum and Vail Pass. And we ended up getting a pretty good picture of a snow squall moving into the Steamboat Springs area up there in the top left, and also the webcam at the Craig Airport caught one as well. The sixth weather story of the year was the May 11th severe storms. We had a system move into the region, which led to some severe thunderstorms across western Colorado. With this, we ended up having some of the stronger storms producing frequent lightning, heavy rain, gusty winds to 63 miles an hour, and some significant hail. We had up to quarter-size hail reported on I-70, which led to some hazardous travel as cars had to slow down. And you can see we also had some pretty good hail accumulation up in Olathe, Colorado on the road. The number 7th weather event of 2020 was the April 14th freeze event and fruit damage. So in the wake of a system, we had bitterly cold temperatures move through as a result of the strong radiational cooling and clear skies. So we had a new record low temperature of 19 degrees set at the Grand Junction Airport on April 14th, and that broke the previous record of 21 degrees. With this system, we had some significant crop damage in the Palisade, Colorado area. We had some orchards experiencing 95% kill of their fruit buds, and the governor of Colorado actually declared a disaster emergency after this as a result of the hard freeze damage, actually a declaration of disaster. So, the eighth weather story of 2020 was the February 24th Aspen snow squall. Again, we had a cold front move into the region on February 24th, and all the ingredients came together to produce a snow squall in the Aspen area. It moved through between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. in the Roaring Fork Valley, and it was actually captured by the Aspen Snowmass camera. So you can see this is a picture of before the snow squall began to move in, and then you can see the view as the snow squall begins to move through. So just a big old wall of snow, basically. And with this, we had winds gusting from 55 to 65 miles an hour. And as a result of, again, the strong winds and reduced visibility and hazardous travel, Vail Pass ended up closing for a short while. The ninth weather story of the year was the extreme to exceptional drought. As everyone knows, is a really bad year for the drought. We had just continued above normal temperatures and below normal precipitation. And as a result, the drought developed, worsened, and persisted across the region. So this is a look at the drought status in late spring 2020. For the most part, it wasn't too bad, except in portions of southwest Colorado where the severe to extreme drought had developed. But then by the time we came into the winter, pretty much the entire forecast area was in the extreme to exceptional drought. And as a result, we all know we had that really bad fire season that came as a result of that. And finally, the 10th weather event of 2020 was the February 4th through 7th winter storm. We had a really prolonged period of unsettled weather in northwesterly flow, which ended up producing some significant snow, obviously, to the northern mountains up in Colorado. We had portions of northwest Colorado receiving over 3 feet of snow. The Steamboat Springs area also got a good bit of snow with this system. And we also had wind gusts exceeding 50 miles an hour, again, causing that reduced visibility and blowing snow. And we also had Vail Pass closing again. And after this system, or during this system, we had numerous avalanche warnings issued by the Colorado Avalanche Information Center as a result of that unstable snow. So that wraps up our top 10 weather events for 2020. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all next year. Bye, guys.